Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to go through, at least my opinion, of the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. And I'm going to put the timeline into different parts, so this will be part one. So, first of all, we start off with two businessmen named William Afton and Henry Emily. These two men are entrepreneurs, which means they pretty much started their own business on their own. William was more the finance guy, and Henry was more the robotics guy, which means Henry would make the robots. Meanwhile, William would pay all the bills. And William Afton had 3 kids. Meanwhile, Henry Emily only had the 1 kid. And William Afton also had a wife named Clara. And for Henry, it is unclarified on what happened to his wife. So we're just gonna skip through that part. Anyways, William Afton was very overprotective of his children, specifically Elizabeth, his only daughter Elizabeth, and his youngest Evan Afton. Michael Afton, his oldest, he didn't really care about, and therefore, Elizabeth would keep on bothering William Afton to go see his long-awaited project, Circus Baby, which was an animatronic that was built to murder children, because William Afton is not a very good man. In fact, some would say that he's morally deceased. Anyways, we'll go back to the whole Circus Baby thing later. First, we're gonna go through his two sons. First off, Michael Afton. Michael Afton is the older one of the 3, and he has joy in pretty much torturing his youngest brother. It is not explained why he enjoys it, but I guess he just does. And Evan Afton, which we have theorized as his name anyways, has a little toy named as like a little Fredbear plush. If you guys don't know, the restaurant that Henry and William own is called Fredbear's Family Diner. There's 2 animatronics, Spring Bonnie and Fredbear himself. And specifically, the crying child, or Evan, or Chris, or whatever the fandom wants to call him, has a bit of an interest in Fredbear. Now, he likes the Fredbear character, he just doesn't like the animatronics themselves. Oh, hold on. Like I was saying, he doesn't really like the animatronics himself. It's kind of like a love-hate relationship with them. And Michael's favorite character was always Foxy. Foxy the pirate. And therefore, uh, Michael would scare his younger brother with the Foxy mask. Like 24/7, 365. All the time he would do this. And it's not exactly explained why he would scare Evan. It's just he does it for fun. Or William Afton has him do it as a distraction to keep Evan away from the pizzeria. Um anyways, Evan would go to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, not Freddy Fazbear's, oh my god, Fredbear's Family Diner every single day for I think it was 5 days until his birthday. Until one fateful day when um Michael did something to his little brother. The ultimate prank that went too far. He would put Evan's head inside of the Fredbear mouth. Why would he do this, you might ask? Honestly, it's not explained why he would do this. It just shows in a little cutscene at the very end that he put Evan's head inside of Fredbear's mouth and Fredbear chomped his frontal lobe. And then comes up the text, I will put you back together. And that's the end for this chapter on the chapter 2. Now, a new restaurant opens up after Fredbear's closes its door to a certain incident. And they build new animatronics. They're also working on current animatronics, a brown bear, a purple or blue rabbit, a yellow chicken, and a red fox that they're working on. And they also have built toy animatronics to take their place. Meanwhile, while they're working on the other models. And the three on the stage are Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, and Toy Chica. Of course, they moved another animatronic from the diner to this new juniors location called the Marionette, aka the puppet. And sadly, over at Fredbear's Diner, after the aftermath of Evan's head getting chomped into, William was bitter with rage that his partner's animatronic that he built killed his own son. So he thought, I have to take revenge. And that revenge is murdering Charlotte Emily. And Charlotte Emily winds up inside of a back alley. Somehow. It's not explained how. William finds her and straight up murders her in the back alley. Evidence from a FNAF 6 minigame. And sadly, currently, I don't have that footage to play. Charlotte Emily gets killed. In a back alley. And because of what Henry did to William's youngest son. Well, he didn't do anything to William's youngest son, but like his creation got his youngest son killed. So William felt he had to take revenge. And he did. He killed the only child Henry had. And then another one of his kids got taken away from him, which ends up like this. After Elizabeth dies, William Afton finds out that the Funtime animatronics are too dangerous to keep around anymore. So he closes the place down due to gas leaks. Well, not actual gas leaks. He just uses the gas leaks as an excuse to shut down Circus Baby's Pizza World. And then Michael is finally an adult and works at the first Freddy's Pizzeria place, which is the footage you can see on the screen now. Hold on. Which is the footage you can see on the screen now. And he works there for about 5 nights until this guy named Jeremy Fitzgerald takes his place. Well, no. Jeremy Fitzgerald first worked before Mike, and then Mike took Jeremy's place. And then Michael gets fired for tampering with the animatronics and odor, pretty much. And then he gets hired over at a new restaurant. The second Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria location. And specifically, he works there because his dad, William Afton, had him go over there to pretty much check out the animatronics. By the way, I forgot to tell you guys, William Afton killed 5 kids and stuffed their bodies inside the original suits. So, yeah, forgot to tell you guys that. And then during sister location, which I think it was the first restaurant he worked at, he learned, my dad is behind all this. And while he's working in the underground facility for Circus Baby's Pizza World, he gets betrayed by his own sister. He pretty much gets tricked by his own sister and gets scooped, which means he has his outsides turned his insides turned out into his outsides. And his sister and all her friends crawl into Michael's skin and wear him as a suit. This goes on for about a couple days. And after Michael gets scooped, like I said, after Michael and Ennard are one, they pretty much trot along the neighborhood as one entity. This happens for a couple of days until until Ennard realizes that the human body actually needs to be taken care of. And the body slowly starts decomposing and turning into, well, that thing. Eventually, Ennard turns into that. Michael turns into that, and pretty much just throws up Ennard out from his body into the sewer. And Elizabeth left a little bit of this thing called remnant inside of his body to make it so he can't die. Michael soon awakes and pretty much moves on with his day. After a couple of attempts of destroying his father, Michael pretty much finds his way into a old, broken down pizzeria that pretty much rotten and decayed. And what happened to William Afton, you might ask? Well, this is pretty much what happened to William Afton. William Afton gets scared of the animatronics, or the souls of the animatronics. Gabriel, Jeremy, Susie, Fritz, and Cassidy. He hides inside of his spring body suit, laughs, and eventually gets impaled by the spring locks. And the souls are free with the puppet's help. Soon, Michael gets a call from William's old business partner, Henry Emily. After doing absolutely nothing this entire time, Henry finally wants to get involved and pretty much set the souls to rest once and for all. Here's what happened.
But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest for you and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
So yeah, that's all that happens. Here, that's the first part of my Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. Who knows? Maybe as newer games come out, maybe my opinions will change. But for right now, this is the first part of my Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. Hope you guys enjoyed my timeline, at least thus far. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.